everyone, it's Hannah here. I hope you're all well and keeping safe. I've come on here today to do a little tutorial with you. So you've had Lauren doing some dancing, you've had Freddie doing some stage combat, and then I am going to lead you in how to make, here's one I made earlier, a puppet. These are called our brown paper puppets. We use these quite a lot in sessions, and it's a really good tool of how to make a really simple puppet and maneuver it in a really effective way. So today I'm going to lead you through how to make one, and then how to maneuver it and use it with you and your family. First things first is, I know that I said they're called brown paper puppets, which is what we tend to use in youth theatre, but I just used what I had in my house. So I didn't go away and get anything new to make these. You should all have what you need to make this in your house. So this is what you need. Simple 3 things. Some sort of wrapping up paper. It could be brown paper if you have it. It could be newspaper. I'm using Christmas wrapping paper that I didn't use up, and I'm sure a lot of you have birthday paper and things like that. You do need quite a substantial amount, so I would say you need about half a roll, or with newspaper, which will make quite a small puppet, but you'll need 2 sheets of paper. And then you need some scissors. Just be really careful when you're using these. And then you need some sellotape. So any kind of tape, can be masking tape, sellotape, absolutely anything. So they are the 3 things you need. Okay, so from your wrapping paper or newspaper, you need to cut 2 bits that are equal in size. So you need to just have 2 sheets of paper that are equal in size. So I've just gone away and cut mine. Just make sure you're really careful when you're using scissors. So once you've got your 2 sheets, find the longest length, so that's going to be my side. And what you need to do, this is really important, is you need to scrunch and not roll. Because rolling, it just won't work when we're making the puppet. So really simple, you're just going to grab it and you're going to scrunch all the way down to make it into one long piece of paper, like this. Doesn't matter if it rips, that's absolutely fine. So then you've kind of got this like scrumpled bit of paper. You're just going to put that to one side and you're going to do it again with the other bit of paper. So you should now have like 2 kind of equal bits of scrumpled up paper. I'm just going to put one down here on the side. Then with one of them, I want you to pick it up and you're simply just going to find the centre point with your fist, and you're just going to fold it over. So as you can see, I've just folded the 2 bits over, and then just keep scrunching just to make. And then these are your legs. What you can also do with your legs is just, when you get down to the bottom, is just slightly bend the bottom bit of paper. So then you've got kind of like some little feet going on. So you should have something like this. And then you're going to get your other piece, and you're going to do the same thing, but just something slightly different. So you're going to fold it in half, so try and get the halfway mark, and then you're just going to squeeze just up, so you've got a tiny little head. So this is my head, and then I want you to squeeze around its neck and then pull out the arms like so. So now you've got your arms and your head. And you can also, the same thing, you can do your hands, and you might want to get rid of a tiny bit of excess paper to make it look like that their arms are a bit skinnier and better. The next step is, once you've got your head and you've pinched it, is to just get, what I've done, a little bit of tape, and just tape around the neck, so then you've got a really simple head and arms. And just make sure you're really squeezing. Remember to scrunch and don't roll. And then we've got, oh no, my little arms. So he's got his hands and his head. So now I need you to go and get the other bit of paper, and then I'm going to show you how to attach the legs. So I've got my head and my legs, and what you simply do is the bend, so we bent those into our feet and our legs, is this little triangle, you're just going to place it up into the neck, and then you're simply going to sellotape. So if we did this, you're just going to sellotape here and here. So you're just going to sellotape this. It's kind of like the shoulders together. So that's our next step. So we're going to sellotape the two shoulders together. So as you can see here, I've sellotaped the head. So we've sellotaped the head and then done the shoulders either side. So you've got the arms and the legs. But as you can see, currently our puppet doesn't have a body. So the next step is to find the body. And how you're going to do that, you're going to go about halfway, I would say, maybe a little bit less. And again, like what we did with the neck, you're just going to squeeze really hard and then bend out your legs. And then this is our torso. So what you do is you're going to get your tape again, and you're going to just tape round where you've squeezed to make the body. As you can see, I've just taped the body together. Now, what's a really good thing to do, just turn it, is to try and flesh out the body. So what you do is you just pull the wrapping paper, so you kind of flesh out the size of the body. And you can do that, I've done that with the head as well. And just really keep going with squeezing those arms. And then also squeezing, and you might want to, like I might, for example, I might just cut, can you see there's like an extra bit and they're a bit lopsided, so I might just cut off there just to make sure the feet are the same, and then you're just going to really squeeze to make sure that he's got some little feet. And then you should have something kind of resembling this. It's also really important before we start using this puppet is that if we look at our bodies, we have joints. So we have our elbows and we have our knees, and we need to make sure that our puppets, it's a little bit harder on the smaller ones, but if we have bigger puppets, if you're using a lot more paper, wallpaper would be amazing. And all you have to do that is just simply bend back. So I'm just bending back where the knee would be, and then it's just got a little bit of an indentation. So you can just see that we've got the knees, and then we're just going to do the elbows. And there we go. That's the puppet finished. Amazing. When using our puppet, ideally for something like this, you need 3 people. So one person will be on the feet and the legs, one person will be on the body and one of the arms, and the other person will be on the head, on the neck and the other arm. So that's one person on the feet, one on body and arm, and the other on neck and arm. The puppeteer that is on the head and the arm is actually the lead puppeteer of this puppet. So the other 2 people, so the torso and the feet puppeteers, they will always take the lead from the person puppeteering the head. Okay, so now you have your puppet made. I'm just going to talk you through how you might be able to puppeteer this with yourself or your brothers and sisters or people that you're living with in your house. So there's 4 things that we tend to look at when we are puppeteering something like this, or anything to puppeteer. The first one is being, how do we make this bit of paper come alive? And when we think about ourselves as humans, what makes us alive is breathing. So we need to make sure that we really focus in on the breath and how we can make it look like our puppet's breathing. We then have focus, so where the puppet's focus is, and also when you're puppeteering, you should always look at the puppet. So whenever you're puppeteering something, you should never just eyes wandering somewhere else. Your focus should always be on the puppet, because then, as an audience member, if you're watching it, and the puppeteer's focus is on this, you instantly will look at that rather than the people puppeteering it. The third thing is gravity, and this is quite a hard one because obviously this puppet is so light, it's just made out of paper. So it's really thinking about finding the weight of the puppet and really looking at how a human stands and how they hold their weight. So it's a really something you could do is watch one of your brothers or sisters or your parents walking and standing and seeing where their weight sits and how you can do that with your puppet. And the final one is movement. So you need to think about the dynamics of the puppet and the speed it might walk or it might look in different ways. So there are 4 things that we need to focus on. So we come to the end of making our puppets. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I would really love to see some of the creations you've made. Also feel free to draw faces, give them clothes, you can give them props, you can make a bunch of flowers or a football and they can play football together. I know the team would love to see what you've created.